Either we are given a point and a slope, so we know a point is an ordered pair. Slope, how do you identify a slope in these word problems? It has the curve. Or sometimes we had 2 points, so no slope given. Sometimes we were given the slope and the y-intercept. And then the final option was when we just had two, I don't even know if I want to say quantities, 2 variables. I didn't give you any full ordered pairs, but I gave you 2 variables and we were able to write an equation in standard form. So those are really the options. So let's take a look at a problem and figure out what we are given. On all of these, the last sentence, when I say write and solve a linear equation to do this, the last sentence, that number there, is the number you are plugging into your equation. So as far as writing the equation, we ignore that from the beginning. So it says Kate bought $23.40 worth of 2 types of birdseed. Thistle birdseed sells for $1.60 per pound, and wild birdseed sells for 95 cents per pound. Okay, stop right there. The rest of it is just my last sentence and it's telling me what to plug in. This is what I have to write my equation off of. Did I give you a slope anywhere in that? Did you see something per something? Where do we see the word per? Okay, so I have a 160 per pound, but then I also have a 95 cents per pound. Can we have 2 slopes in the problem? No. No. So what kind is this? Yeah, this, I didn't give necessarily full ordered pairs. I have the price of the thistle birdseed, but did I tell you how many pounds I bought of it then? No, I gave you the rate for that. And the same thing for the wild birdseed. So I didn't give you just a single slope. And I didn't give you the full ordered pair for anything. So this is the one where we really don't have anything we know except there are 2 different things we're considering here. What are the 2 things that we're looking at? We have dollars and pounds, and more specifically we have dollars and pounds dealing with the thistle and the wild bird seeds, right? We just have 2 different kinds of bird seeds and we're looking at the costs of both of them. So I'm just going to say this is thistle and this is the wild one. Okay. If the thistle is 160 per pound, then what would I write for that? And this is one of the beginning ones. So you would have to do $1.60 times the number of pounds we bought with the thistle. And the wild bird seed is 95 cents per pound. So then we did the price of the wild one times the variable for the wild one was y. And the other number I gave you was the total. So we add those up and this equals the total. So this is like that standard form. It almost seemed like we had 2 slopes, but we know that's not possible. So it couldn't have been one of the 2 types that involved a slope. I didn't give you full order pairs, so that meant all I really gave you was the 2 variables. And we had to write an equation from that. So that's the first thing. We've got our equation. Now I go to the second sentence. If she bought 12 pounds of wild bird seed. Wild bird seed is which variable? 1. So my y is 12. So I plug that in. is 7.5. What would be the label on that? Yeah, it was, we were finding the amount of the thistlebird seed, so it's 7.5 pounds of that bird seed. All right. Let's look at the note. Jeff is keeping track of his weight over several weeks. After 2 weeks, he weighs 194 pounds. After 6 weeks, he weighs 186 pounds. Okay, that's all I need to write my equation. The last sentence is just telling you what to plug in later. Did I give you a slope, something per something?
Yes.
I don't know. No, so there's no slope. What did I give you here? The 2 points. After 2 weeks, he weighs 194 pounds. So what's my x here? The weeks. You could make it pounds. It'll change your equation, but that's why I had you identify it. And then my y would be my pounds. So my points, 2 weeks, 194 pounds. 6 weeks, 186 pounds. So now we have 2 points. How do we get an equation from this? Everybody better be paying attention right now. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We get slope of -2. What do we do from there? Take the slope of one of the points and do our y minus y1 equals m. It's x minus x1. We have y minus 194 equals -2x plus 4. So that's the equation. Now, we go back and we do the second part. Write and solve the linear equation to find his weight after 12 weeks. What variable is weeks? X. So that means my x is 12. So we plug that in. And we get, and that's in pounds. 174 pounds. All right. Questions on that one? Let's look at the next one. A landscape supply business charges $35 to deliver mulch. The cost of the mulch is $29 per cubic yard. So I told you that's all we need. The last sentence is what we plug in later. What are we given in this problem? We have a slope because it has a per. So I know it's either one of these two. Did I give you a full ordered pair to go with it? No. So what I've given you is the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so we need to figure out what's x and what's y. We have dollars. The chart is $35. That's the y-intercept, so our y value is dollars. Slope, I also told you, is always y per x, so my y is dollars. My x would be the yards. So my equation, if we have a slope and a y-intercept, just y equals mx plus b, we know the m is $29 per yard, and the b, the y-intercept, the one-time fee, is $35. They pay the $35 to get it there, and then after it's there, they have to pay for every yard after that. All right, so our equation would be what? All right, so now I want the cost of having 6 cubic yards of mulch delivered. So the 6 would be my x. So if x is 6, and so we get y to be 2 on, and what would that label be? All right, you guys read the last one. See if you can set it up. Let's see if we've got the right type at least. So Hallie used a birthday check her mother gave her to start a savings account. She plans to save $25 per month as well. After 9 months, she has $300. So I told you the last sentence is for later. We need to look at this. So was I given a slope here? Yeah, we have $25 per month. So we have a slope. After 9 months, we have $300. What's that?
Y.
That gives me an x and a y, doesn't it? At the time, I have the corresponding value. So this is a point in the slope. So my x here is the months. My y is the cost. We know the slope, $25 per month. And then after 9 months, she has $300. That would be an ordered pair. So now we have to write an equation from this. What do we do? So if we distribute the 25, we get 25x minus 9 times 25. Add the 300. So y equals 25x plus 75. So we have an equation. Once you have the equation, we can go back. Now we have to solve a linear equation to find the original check amount. So if it's the original amount, how many months have passed?
0.
X would be 0. So we would get y equals 75, and that would be in dollars. So she originally had 75. What would have changed if I said she was spending $10 every month? The slope would be negative. If your amount is dropping, you have to make sure and include the negative on that slope. Okay, questions there? Okay, so here is what we are going to do. I have a paper for you. It says quiz at the top. It's not really a true quiz. However, I don't want you working with anyone else. So my rule today, I need to know what you know. So if you have a question, you can ask me your question. But you can't ask the person sitting next to you. Okay? Does that seem fair to everybody? So I will answer some questions, but you have to be doing the work not anyone next to you. It is 4 questions. We have 4 types. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, there is one of each of these. Okay, so that will kind of help narrow things down. So work on this. If you happen to get done